was really causing him some problems. And the new second baseman coming into this one will be Edward Rosas, a utility player, also a right-handed pitcher, 5'10" freshman from Rancho Palos Verdes, California.
Yeah, I mean, he was trying to get over to second base on that one. He just couldn't get there. That's why Bryce Rowe was going to be safe by so much, because second baseman Laswell could not even get to second base on that one.
Roberts now with the runner in scoring position. Throw over to second base, and second baseman Rosas was not there. However, Rowe dives back in safely. Waiting on deck for Buena Vista, the designated hitter, Nick Hendricks. Roberts still waits the first pitch. Nelson gives a check to Rowe at second. Another look, comes home finally. It takes ball one, low and in. Already have to make a defensive substitution for Dubuque after the injury to Laswell. Nelson toes the rubber once again, gets a sign from Kvenvold. Comes set. Rowe with a short lead at second. Starts the secondary. Nelson comes home. Roberts grounds it to the second baseman Rosas. The ball finds you as soon as you're in the ball game. Makes the play cleanly, and that is how the inning ends. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one left on for Buena Vista. In the bottom of the first, keep him healthy heading into the conference tournament. First pitch to him is taken for a strike, right down the middle, 0-1. Dealing with that right hamstring tightness off and on throughout the season. Came back, then re-injured it. Now he's back after that. Grounds it to the second baseman Rosas, moving to his left. McGregor with tons of speed, almost beats it out, but throw beats him by a step, and that's the first out of the inning.
Do you know how fast you have to beat out a ground ball to second base?
Well, we already know McGregor. He's up there in 40-yard dash times. In terms of like school records in the weight room, there's a board with fastest times, and McGregor is right up there. I think he's either top 2 or top 3 in all of the school. Not just that includes track runners, as Paper takes ball one low in the dirt. Track runners, you'd think that they'd have faster times than that, but no, it's an outfielder on the baseball team, and that set the record last year as a freshman. Paper also grounds it to Rosas. Fields it on a bounce, throws it to Mitchell. Another easy out.
Don't be surprised if he's playing center field next year. He's hit to right field. It's 3-3 in the bottom of 7.
First pitch from Nelson to Rock is grounded to the second baseman Rosas. He's been busy. Throw over to first base and Mitchell, and it's the first out of the inning. First pitch swinging from Rock.
Like you said, once you get in the game, ball just seems to find you. He's found him a lot.
And he's done well. He's handled it well. His first at bat after he entered the game had a ball grounded right to him, fielded it cleanly, made the play. He's had a couple different putouts since he's entered the ball game now. Had back-to-back ones last inning from McGregor and Paper.
Quite a few, it seems like.
Nelson delivers strike one to Coleman Roberts, and it's 0-1.
Laswell's probably wishing that he got that much action when he was at second base earlier.
Right. Now Laswell was removed from the game, probably precautionary reasons, in his hamstring or a leg injury as Roberts watches ball one.
Yeah, you want to save him for the conference tournament here if you can. I mean, starting second baseman, you don't want to be too risky with that kind of stuff.
Roberts swings and pounds the 1-1 pitch right at the second baseman Rosas. Had a lot of topspin. It was tailing down and able to stay with it and make the play.
Man, you tired of saying his name yet, guy, or no?
I mean, he's making the plays. Buena Vista just keeps hitting the ball at him, maybe hoping that he'll have a misstep, but brings up Nick Hendricks. Curveball misses high, ball one.
Sometimes you think maybe somebody's gonna be like a little rusty coming to the game, didn't play game one. He's been very, very good here today at second base.
1-0 misses high. Logan Mueller, Hendricks' roommate, waits on deck. 1-2. Long pause there from Nelson. Starts his windup and comes home with a 1-2. Curveball poked weakly to the second baseman Rosas. Fields it with the throw. Gets out Paper.
Just can't get through an inning without saying his name, can we?
No, we cannot indeed. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on for Buena Vista in the fifth. Leading off the inning, 9-1-2 for Buena Vista. Paper, Renning, and Rowe. Paper grounded out to the second baseman Rosas his first 2 times up in the third and the fifth inning. Nelson starts his windup, kicks and delivers. First pitch to Paper is taken for a ball, 1-0.
Beavers have been one big hit away from taking a lead in this one. They're trying to solve the piece, or get the final piece of the puzzle right here.
Pitch crosses on the outside corner, 1-1 for Paper. Nobody out in the inning. Bottom of the 8th. The 1-1. Grounded weakly to the second baseman, Rosas, ranging to his left on a bounce. Great play by him to get the out, and that is the first out at the bottom of the 8th.
See, a guy like Rosas, that's why he is so valuable to this Dubuque team. He's listed as a utility player. A guy like Josh Harrison or like a Bill Hall who can play anywhere in the field. They're so valuable in a baseball game. If you have an injury or something, if you don't have a guy who's designated as a second baseman, but who can play everywhere.
First pitch to Renning is laced through.
Batting 7th, playing left field, number 21, Jared Clevenger. Batting 8th, playing second base, number 7, Edward Rosa. Batting 9th, playing third base, number 33, Jordan Goldstein. And pitching for the Spartans this morning is number 15.
There's a bouncer, a high bouncer to the second baseman, bobbles a bit, throws it out, throws him out. Havlovich out on the high bouncer to second base, waves at that outside pitch, and that is a huge out for Nick Long. Now can see his way out of it with 2 outs as Edward Rosas steps in. Pitch by Long is low, ball 1. Ball 2. Dubuque's only run has scored on a bases loaded walk. Nick Long will try not to do that again. Ball 3. Rosas, the 8 hitter, probably not getting a 3-0 green light here, but doesn't need it as it's high, ball 4. And the game gets tied on a bases loaded walk.
Let's go.
Hey, boy! Hey, babe, 7!
Edward Rosas now bats. Oh, and 1 to Rosas. One on one. No matter the outcome of this game, Matt Sherm would love to not get in his bullpen any farther than maybe Reese Martin. This is just such a difficult thing in the double elimination format if they're not able to come back and to go into that loser's bracket when you've burned pitchers. And so conversely, on the other side, where you have Chase Keeter, who's done a terrific job here through 7 innings and, probably looking at a complete game, or would certainly like to, or would like to think that he could get to a complete game. And then Dubuque goes into that next game having only burned the 1 pitcher. 2-1 count to Rosas right now, runner on first and nobody out for Dubuque. He squares, lays down a good bunt down the first base side. Martin on it quickly and makes a good play. Martin to Bauman, 1 out. Clevenger moves up to second. And the number 9 hitter, here's a ground ball to shortstop. Here's the turns for 1, second try in the try for first. That was a terrible call by me. The margin is 3, but here's Farron grounding out to shortstop, and the force play is in order at second. And so Zach McCoy starts the final out, delivers to Rosas for the final out of the game, forcing Pavlovich at second base.
This was the first regular season championship since 2011. Runner goes, chopper up the middle, fielded at second base by Valencia. He applied the tag and throws to first base for the out. Nice play by Rosas, at second base. Getting Delaney on the drive-by. And there's 2 down and nobody on. Edward Rosas with the nice play at second. 2 down in the inning. And the batter is Jordan Kaplan. Trying to get out of a little bit of a headache. It's going to be a little bit of a moral victory for Dubuque if they can keep the Cohawks to 1. Popper into shallow right center out the second baseman Rosas. He will make the catch to retire the side. 1 run. By comparison, Kameen has only thrown 52 through 4. 1-0 delivery, chopper through the right side. Rosas gets there, picks it up, and throws to first base, but late. Again, heck of an effort by Rosas to keep that one on the skin, but LeGrand will get his second hit of the day and already the 10th for the Cohawks. The number 12 team in the country leading 4-1 thus far. 0-1 delivery, grounded towards third, fielded on 2 hops by Goldstein. They'll throw to second for 1, throw to first for the double play. And Hardin does his job getting the Spartans out of trouble. But the Cohawks add to their total, 1 run, 2 hits. No errors and 1 left for Edward Rosas, who struck out looking back in the third. 4-1 go as we play the 5th. Lost the grip on that one. Pitch goes high, 1 ball, no strikes. This tournament has been played here in Cedar Rapids every year since 2004. Played the 4 years prior to that at Riverfront Stadium in Waterloo. One of the Waterloo Bucks who play in the Northwoods League. 1 ball, 1 strike after the foul ball to Rosas. Played at Cornell in 99, at Wartburg in 98. There used to be preliminary rounds and a championship round of this tournament prior to that. Pitch outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. 1997 Carroll Stadium in Carroll hosted the tournament. Hurdle Field in Waverly hosted it. 96 pitch low, 3 balls, 1 strike. It was hosted by the Luther Baseball Diamond. And the 3-1 swing and a foul back. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The original conference tournament, the championship round, was held at Upper Iowa in Fayette. Of course, Upper Iowa now a Division II school. Ironically, at the time, Upper Iowa's baseball coach was Rick Heller, who's now doing great things with the University of Iowa baseball program. Remain loyal to the conference schools. He still plays a couple of American Rivers Conference teams per year. 3-2 delivery out into to left field. A late break from Riley LeGrand, but he'll run it down in shallow left field with a shoelaces grab and a run down. Zurich ready. A look back at second in the 2-1 delivery. A chopper to the right side. Fielded by Rosas on 3 hops. He bobbles a bit, but throws to first base to retire Wooten. The pause, the 3-2. Fly ball, shallow right. Now on the infield once again is Rosas, and Rosas makes the catch. And Dubuque's season is still alive. The Spartans in come from behind fashion defeat Central 3-2. Delivery. Kevin rolls one to the right side, knocked down there at second base, and a throw on to first base by Rosas retires McKibben. And the Norse go down in order in any program. There's not too many of those. Ground ball towards second run. Rosas bobbles it, stays with it, throws to first base to retire Helverson and the side here in the 8th.